East go, so we can be nice and worldwide.
Oh. Oh. I didn't realize Tiamat was a goddess somehow. I feel like it might have been said at some point, but I genuinely didn't realize she was a goddess.
She has less power than she used to. Tiamat is at all
Okay.
times being beat the hell down by Asmodeus and relegated to lesser and lesser importance in the hells.
Oh, okay.
But she is the goddess of evil dragons.
Okay. Do you know what the LGCG, like those mean?
Lawful good, chaotic good,
Oh,
lawful evil, chaotic evil, neutral evil.
got it. So alignments.
Yeah,
Cool.
so yeah, lawful, chaotic, neutral for each letter, each space.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. And I missed the last few minutes of the last session
You
because
guys, I will cover that in the
yeah.
recap. Okay.
Hmm. What fourth level are you adding, cousin?
Hmm?
What fourth level are you adding?
I added um for now I added Guardian of Nature for today.
I guess I should add something that supports the group too, maybe. Or buff thing.
Whatever you want, man. Okay. Do good, good, good. All right. Good morning once. Good morning twice. Good morning enough times to get things right. This is session episode 44 of World Breakers.
What up,
Uh,
Vietnam? What up, Ivory Coast?
we it is third day, Kitst, the 33rd of the month. We rejoined the UGAI as they have they succeeded in the fight. The fighting pit won a tome, a manual of golem making, took it back to their abode, slept the night, and then in the morning tried out reading it. There were some psychic feedback effects from not being uh, arcanely intelligent enough to read the book. Though there were no, while Slyrak took some damage, he was immediately healed by the group, and there were no larger ramifications. Uh, Katsura did have another conversation with Delg, where she provided the correct passphrase to acknowledge that she was not, in fact, a changeling. Uh, to which Delg was very excited and very happy to learn, though he does now question Philly's non-changeling status, as he forgot the name of a childhood card game that Greg himself made up.
Was it that, or was it the lack of me
No,
going to the
it was the card game Elves and Dwarfs that you made up and forgot the
Elves and
name
Dwarves?
of. So his status as non-changeling is now in question, as is whether or not his hair changes styles. But Delg also informed Katra that one Harry Dresden was going to be in trouble soon when the veterans from the Feywild Wars returned. Apparently, Harry Dresden was not fighting on the right side of that war, which is news to the group. But she's been given that information, which she shared with the group. Before the group could really make a choice to act on it, Delg also told Katra that she was being watched and pointed out two people in green cloaks who were the Bippy, the Beholder's Inc. private eyes that patrol Crackhammer to keep it safe. Katra returned and informed the group, of course. The group immediately set out to figure out how to distract or cause the Bippy to leave. Upon trying to sneak and get a look, Slyrak was noticed, but Thino was not. Slyrak sent his spectral servant to try to scare the Bippy away. It did succeed in emptying out the overfilled tankard, the tavern, though the Bippy did stay and try to help everyone escape. Before they made a move to leave, Thino uses that distraction to sneak out unseen and make his way to Dresden's, though he did change course and come back to listen in. And Slyrak came down. After a quick conversation, the Bippy told him he needed to go get his group and come back down to speak with them. He did so, went back up, informed the group that the Bippy were downstairs and wanted to speak with them, and all the group came down to have said conversation. That is where we left off.
Question.
Yes.
I know one of them was the Bippy, and then the other one had some other symbols. Were they both Bippy, or we still don't know about the other one?
They're both Bippy. They both have the same purple circle on the front of their cloaks, recognizing them as being in the same Bippy group, as it were. The Bippies on different levels, different sections, have different colored eyes or circles on the front of their cloaks.
I thought one had like stars.
No,
or
one
something.
had the rainbow. He had the full rainbow. One had just like a color or two.
The back of their cloaks have the full spectrum. The front only has the one. The one had his back turned towards the group. The other one had his.
Oh.
Yeah. So what you were saying, the back of one cloak and the front of the other.
Oh, okay.
When the two guys were spying, looking down the steps, that's what they saw.
Okay.
But they have given you their names, I believe. One is Bippy T, the other is Bippy R.
Yeah.
Any questions, comments, reminders before we hop in?
Am I back yet?
That depends. Were you coming all the way back in the building? Because you kind of pivoted and came right back in like a minute or so. So I'm not sure how far.
No, he wasn't back in the building. He was going to try to like spot like a window or something like that he could stand there like to listen in.
Yeah, you would be back. But do keep in mind in the future if I'm going to Dresden's, you're gone. Unless there's a good reason to pivot and come back.
I mean, that was a good reason.
He changed his mind based on things that were happening he wasn't there to see.
No, that's not why he changed his mind. He changed his mind to tell Dresden what the reason that they were there for. I don't even know what the conversation Slyrak had with him was anymore. I just knew that.
I know that. No, you got the information about Dresden, and you saw an opening to leave the building, and you said you were going to go talk to Dresden.
Yes.
And then you came back. So you are back, by the window.
Yeah, I just want to hear what they're going to say, so I can find the reason that. Because like my group gets my whole point was if they get arrested or something like that, I need to be able to say that. If I leave right now and
I understand why it makes sense. I know why it makes sense on the larger scale. It's just be careful about having your character exit a scene because you may figure out a reason later why you shouldn't have done it.
Okay.
But yeah, as you all come down, the Bippy have taken seats that put their backs to the door and have kind of arranged it so you would be sitting in front of them. You all take your seats. One of the Bippy opens a notebook and places it in front of him. The pages are currently blank. The other Bippy takes out a pen. They wouldn't have pens. Takes out like a little quill, and he's kind of twirling it in his hand, not writing anything.
Did question when they called us down? They did they somebody came up and got us, right?
Slyrak came down to speak with them, and they told Slyrak to go get the rest of the group.
Okay. I want to. Hold on. Charisma. I'm trying to see what's my name. Charisma. I want to cast enhance ability on myself and give myself advantage on charisma check.
Okay, you could have done that before you came down.
Okay. Yeah.
Anything else being cast before descending the steps? Okay. As you all take your seats,
casting, but I will be swapping out my my invocation from my mage armor to the beguiling speech.
Mm-hmm.
So my persuasion and my deception will have my proficiency. It just won't be in the roll until I get home. It will add 3 onto anything that I roll before I get home.
You're not proficient in those already?
No.
Oh.
I just have a +4 in them.
Jeez.
So it'll now be a +7.
You're just kind of good at them. That's amazing. Okay. Good to know. Fino, give me a perception check. There is a window on the first floor, but it's not very close to where the conversation is happening.
That makes sense.
You can see that the front of the bar is empty if you want to try to sneak inside to get a better listen. Or you can stay at the window, and the perception will determine how much you hear.
I'm going to do the perception.
Okay. 26. You're good. Unless someone rolls very well trying to hide their voice, you're going to hear most of this conversation.
All right.
Okay. So, one of the Bippy sits up a little straighter and says, I'm Bippy T. This is Bippy R. We work for the Beholders Inc. Private Eyes. And we're here to talk to you today about some disturbing coincidences that have caught our eye. Isn't that right, Bippy R? Oh, very disturbing, Bippy T. Very disturbing, people. Let's start with the facts. You're going around calling yourself the UGAI, is that correct?
Again. Oh. No, go ahead.
Wait, before we begin, who are you working for again? Bippy T and Bippy R?
We work for the city. We, the Bippy, uphold peace and justice in this town.
It's like,
You are aware that is a thing.
okay, just checking.
You were told by the owner of the tavern that the Bippy are essentially there are the guilds have their guards, the king has his army and his forces, and the regular people have the Bippy.
Okay. Well,
Is there an issue? Why don't we start with that?
Oh, Bippy R, she wants to tell us how to do our job. I don't like that, Bippy T. We have our own way of doing things. We have our own way of doing things. Ma'am, we have our own way of doing things. If you please indulge us a bit. We'd like to get some baseline questions and answers. Kind of see if you guys are on the level or not, and that can help us determine the way this conversation is going to go. Now,
are we the UGAI? Billy goes into his pocket or he goes into his satchel, and he says, "Do you see this UGAI pack? The pre-roll that he has." He says, "Of course we're the UGAI."
Bippy T leans forward. Are you trying to bribe a Bippy with drugs?
No, I'm not smoking with you.
He looks over to
I'm just letting
Bippy R. Bippy R writes something down.
Okay, we are the UGAI. It is enough.
Good, good. You arrived in town a few days ago, is that right?
Yes.
So correct.
Right. Bippy R writes something down. You helped put down a surprise golem attack, is that correct?
That's correct.
Right. You removed and took the golem's heads, is that correct?
Did we do that?
I
We
can't
did.
remember
I forgot.
Yes. Yeah, I did that. That was me.
Bippy R writes
Oh, that's right.
down. You are working with Harry Dresden, the Archmage. Is that correct?
Working with sounds a little strong.
Yeah, he's assisting us with an investigation we're doing.
Our paths
if you
are
will.
working on quite similar jobs.
Right.
Bippy R writes something down. All right. You have won the arena yesterday. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Very, very impressive.
Hmm.
You were allowed to pick what kind of prize you wanted. Is that correct?
Indeed.
Yes. From a prearranged list of items.
A lot of things on that wheel, wasn't it, Bippy R? Sure was, Bippy T. Bippy R, what were those items, by the way?
Can we cut to the chase? You're going to ask why?
Ma'am, I'm sorry, ma'am. If you just would let us, the process is very important. If you just indulge.
It's very theatrical and time-consuming.
And annoying, to be honest. We all know what you're getting at.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have somewhere to be?
Did you happen to investigate the person before us who also chose a book on the wheel?
Ma'am,
by any chance?
If you just let me, we're almost done. I promise.
We can be done faster, though.
A few more, but you see, there's a process. You know, you gotta kind of take your time. Like when you're baking a cake, right? And hear me out here. You can't do it fast. There's a certain process to this. You know, you don't want to keep opening the oven and checking on it.
You're boring me.
You're opening
Continue
the
with
check
the theatrics pertaining to your interrogation. We don't need to know how you put on your socks in the morning.
Bippy R, how do you put on your socks? Right foot, left foot. You, Bippy T? Left foot, right foot.
Okay.
We're an odd couple.
Slarek stands up
I
and
was
starts
about
to
to
walk
say,
away.
Catcher also stands up. Well, let me know when you cut to the chase. I don't need to be here to hear the story.
Gary does
Bippy R,
too.
please note that they are walking away.
Gary, how would you feel
refusing
about going back to the arena?
Please note they're refusing to
You know, I
cooperate,
can do
Bippy
it.
R. Bippy R.
No,
write
no.
something
Please
down.
note that we're trying to answer questions, not listen to stories. Be accurate, please.
Boopy and Bobby, please, we're going to leave. Can you hurry this up?
Bippy R and Bippy T both lean back. If you all are choosing to leave, that is your choice. It will be put on the record.
No. I think what office are you coming from? I'll just go speak to your manager. We can answer their questions a lot faster. We'll probably answer them all before you finish your
see
story.
that, Bippy R, going over our heads. I see it, Bippy T. They always do that. The nobles, the influencers, the people that don't think the law applies to them.
No,
People that also see their...
One at a time, guys.
We all get you. We all hate you.
I see that.
Listen, I know when somebody's milking their employer for extra time, and I'm not going to be the butt of that. Okay? You want to waste somebody else's time to get paid more? Go for it. It's just not going to be with us.
Bippy T kind of laughs. Oh, no. That's not how Bippy works. We don't get paid for the hour. We do this as a passion to help. All right? And I'll tell you what. You're not the first group of people above the law that think they don't have to talk to us. You're not the first ones to try to go over our head and get our case thrown out. All right? If you choose that route, just be prepared. We don't back down from scum who terrorize this city.
That sounds like a threat, Bobby.
I really hope you keep that energy, but directed appropriately.
Actually, I rather like them more now. Everything that he has spoken in the last 3 minutes has been to the point and very decisive.
So
if you can keep this same temperament throughout the rest of the interview, we would be most happy to speak with you. But cut the nonsense.
Yes.
Don't piss on
if I have to stomp on your foot to keep you angry through the conversation, let me know. We can work something out.
Bippy T looks at Bippy R. Bippy R nods. Bippy T reaches into his cloak and pulls out a different notebook. Opens it up. This one has a bunch of notes in it.
Okay. Thank you.
We made the big book, guys.
Taps it on the table and says, "You want to sit back down, or you got some more to say?"
What are you gonna tell me next? You wear pink on Wednesdays?
No. Come on, Jerry. It looks like they actually want to compare notes now. Yeah, sit back down. Good. Let's compare notes. Maybe we can actually make headway in this.
Let's. Why did you go to the information broker?
For information, asshole.
You didn't go. I'm talking to her. Why did you go to the information broker?
That off above table. That's the person I went to with
Fino.
Fino, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fino, did you tell me why we were going? Oh,
he's not there.
No, you brought me along.
Oh, he's not there. No, I mean Saeed. Did you tell me why we were going?
I asked the question in front of you.
Oh, okay. Oh, well. Sorry, I was trying to remember. The person I was with wanted to ask him a question, and I told him I'd go along.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that one of you's missing, although all of you were up there this morning. He's still up there?
So why wouldn't, I mean, people leave their rooms? No, he's not up there.
Except we were watching the door. So when did he leave the
I
room?
guess not well enough.
Not even we know when he comes and goes sometimes.
Write that down, BPR. One snuck out.
Is it? Or were you not paying close enough
It's not sneaking. It's just how he moves.
Yeah, I'm sure it happened when the
Oh,
whole
we're going off
commotion.
track again.
Are we? Fascinating. You know,
Are we
I
making notes of
find
your incompetence? Let's ask the questions again, please. Come. You missed one. Write that down. Let's go.
BPR does write something down. Right. You're new in town, so I'm very surprised you haven't found the broker. We find that only criminals associate with the broker, because generally speaking, good people don't need that kind of information. But your friend apparently needed it. Yeah?
No, he was curious about something. He was actually more concerned about the people of this town. It wasn't information for himself that he was asking about.
That's such a shame he's not here to say that himself. Why'd you take
Well,
the
I'm
heads off
sure
the
if you
golems?
come back, he'll be happy to answer you.
Heads off the golems, why?
It's well, our large friend here has a bit of a collection.
Well, if you take the head, things can't come back. That's the first thing.
Looks at Jerry.
Jerry, you can answer.
I'm sorry, I stopped paying attention. What?
They were asking about your trophies from battle.
Oh, what about them?
Why'd you take the heads off the golems?
Why not? They look dope.
Write that
You
down.
want golem heads in your house if you killed a couple? You guys fucking crazy?
No, I wouldn't want one. Why'd you...
Of course you want it, Poppy.
Why did you all want the Tome of Golems?
We wanted to see if we could figure out how those golems were made. And see if it would help us figure out what the person was doing, how they did it, and keep them from making more. We noticed he was after it.
Who was after it?
Well,
the person who made them to begin with. Who we think made them to begin with.
At this point, I'm sorry. Aren't we doing their job now?
Well, listen. My goal is to get them caught. I don't care who does the catching. Doesn't matter to me.
I kind of care. We put in some work on this.
Okay.
I'd like to catch.
Okay.
Write that down in your little fucking book. Boopy?
Oh, shit. Not Boopy.
No. He looks at BPR. Then they look over back to the group. Help me out here. You also on some kind of case? You some amateur investigators or something?
Haven't we been helping you out this whole time?
No.
We're new in town. Like you said, we need to make money, hence the arena, the odd jobs. A crisis like this, if we were able to figure it out, this would be a very good start for new people in a new place.
Correct.
Can we ask what alarmed you to us and made you come question us and keep tabs on us?
It's the fact that we're the shit, Beely.
We were low-hanging fruit. Golem book, golems were made. It was a very easy, simple-minded connection. They wanted to just follow through on it. Make sure. Cross it off the list, right, guys? They had to say they did a thorough investigation.
BPR, I don't like her. I don't like her either, BPT. You're a very easily unlikable person, ma'am.
That's fine.
I was under the impression that you were here on behalf of the city. Your personal views on her should not matter, and you should keep them to yourself.
Oh my, have you read the Hippie Book of Conduct? You are so knowledgeable on absolutely nothing. But please, give me more of your opinion on how I should do my job. I'll wait. Come on, give me some more.
Well, friendship is outside the scope of your job, I'm sure. So let's move on.
Thank you.
Your comprehension.
looks at Bippy R again. Looks back to you, Philip.
Yes, I do not like either of you either.
Write this down, Bippy R. Bippy R writes it down.
Oh man.
You do everything he tells you. You wipe his ass with your ass too.
No.
He kind of
no.
Bippy R just kind of slowly looks over at you.
No.
Jerry asks him, "Are you talking to Boopy or Bippy?"
Nope. Yo.
Well, there seems to only be one. And the other one just kind of follows along. All of us, we are equal. Why we are all talking. I'd like to hear from the other one once. Maybe R, I believe it was. I'm curious why you never get to speak.
Bippy R reaches into a pocket and takes out some spectacles, puts them on his face. Turns to look at you and says, you're a group of copycats. You're hunting down the golems to make your own. Is that wrong?
False. That is absolutely.
I knew you were the more reasonable one.
That's absolutely.
I'd like to talk to you from now on.
Also the more moronic one, but
No. He's
No.
let him cook. Let him cook.
He says false.
He is the closest one. I agree. I intend to make one for our headquarters.
oh yeah, you did.
Oh,
say
I
that.
forgot you said that.
Oh, we all forget things now. And he writes in his
Well,
book.
that wasn't our
Yeah.
intention when we got the book, but sure.
Oh, wasn't
It
your
was
intention?
mine.
Oh my goodness.
It
But
was
we have
supposed
not
to be a
we have
surprise.
not
What
created
they-
any goals.
Great group of friends. They know everything about a well-oiled machine. Don't you think, Bippy T? I think so, Bippy R.
We haven't even known each other more than 2 months. What are you talking?
Oh, they're strangers, Bippy T. Interesting.
Boopy,
There's a large
Bobby.
gap between strangers and a well-oiled machine, as you say,
Like what you're trying to build. A well-oiled
which is a bit
machine.
insensitive, don't you think, considering none of us are warforged?
No, I don't think it's insensitive.
That's amazing.
So, you get into town, see the information broker, stop some golems, cut their heads off, seek out knowledge on golems, find a book, compete for it, risk your life to get it, get the book, and it's just to take home.
Hold on.
Well.
I think your timeline's a little fucked up. We encountered
don't
these
think it
golems
is.
on the way into town.
You did not. my friend.
No, we didn't.
We didn't?
No.
No, that was the giant geese.
Those are
Yeah. My bad.
well, here's the thing. Your very first, second point on there is completely irrelevant.
Which point's irrelevant?
Do you know what we asked about? What the information seeker was asked about? Why we went to him?
Tell me.
Do you know? I don't think you do, or I think your line of questioning would be a bit different.
Well, I'm sure if the questions were unrelated, you'd just let me know, right?
I am letting you know. I just let you know.
It's unrelated. You're telling me that for sure?
I'm telling you, the line of questioning would be different.
What did you
Is
ask
what I
her?
said.
What did you ask the broker?
We wanted to know why it was that almost every other establishment in that district was being robbed except him. It seemed very odd.
The Bippies look at each other, look at you. Come again?
We came to find out because he wasn't a store. There was no goods to rob. That is why we went there.
Look at each other again. Bippy T taps Bippy R on the shoulder. Bippy R takes his glasses back off. I'm sorry. I was just listening in while my friend spoke to you all for a second there. I thought you said there's some kind of giant criminal ring that you all figured out and figured out one person wasn't being robbed and went to talk to them? to ask them why they weren't being robbed?
Well, more or less.
And that's how we figured out they were the information broker. Before we walked in there, before we made this observation, we did not know they were a broker of information.
He holds up a hand to you. Oh, let's just speak to the people who went, please. Roll persuasion for me, Katra. With advantage, because you are telling the truth.
It's true. I would have already had persuasion anyway, based on the enhanced ability. So.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
Nope. Sorry. Wrong stat. Persuasion 16.
Okay.
16.
Bippy R looks at Bippy. Bippy T looks at Bippy R. Bippy R nods. Wow, you try not to insult people I don't know, but your group is just dumb. All right.
Okay.
So
Anything else?
Care to elaborate?
No, I don't care to hear it, to be honest. I don't
yeah,
care.
no, I do. I do care to elaborate on
No,
this.
never
actually,
mind. I wasn't actually listening
it's
to you.
kind of the dumbest idea I've ever heard. To go to
Okay, well now I got it.
Seems like a criminal mastermind's location to ask them why they're not being robbed. Like that just feels. Were you all in on this, or was it just her and the person missing?
I'm sorry. Are you a coward or something?
Smart.
Are you a coward? Would you have not done it because you're afraid to die?
Bippy R, please.
Is that what I'm hearing, Poppy?
Write down he's deflecting Bippy R. Writing it down, Bippy.
It's not a deflection.
In the same
manner that we walked into.
That's a direct question.
In the same manner
you're
that we
afraid to
walked
go
into the
ask
fighting.
somebody a question, doesn't mean we should.
He's either afraid or under the thumb. Either one. Either way, I
I
don't
think
know.
it's both.
In the same manner that we walked into the fighting pits, we walked to ask those questions, and there was no issue with if it was a challenge or not. We know how to handle ourselves. Ask about us.
Matter of fact, do you think it's stupid for you to be here right now asking us these questions?
Why would that be stupid?
Same reason it would be stupid for us to go. And Jerry kind of starts, maneuvering around his waist. Oh, yeah, might be time to put my hand on a weapon.
I do.
Are you wrapped up right now?
Yeah.
Huh?
He's wrapped until he says otherwise.
Okay. Yeah.
We have you pegged for not being morons, so we're at no threat here. We're in no danger. Unless words hurt you that much, you need to hit me.
So are we done here?
Yeah, because we're just talking to two cowards who are, I guess, perplexed that we weren't afraid to go talk to somebody.
Well,
I thought this line of questioning was going to lead somewhere, but apparently it only leads to insults, which I'm not really sure why you had to come here and have an audience with us to insult us. You could have done that at any time.
Also,
so unless
if
there's
you want us to protect you for a nominal fee, we'll do it. You guys seem like you could use some protecting. You sound scared.
Dude. Bippy R, apparently we're scared. I didn't know that, Bippy T. Well, they say we are, so we must be. Don't worry, folks. We're almost out of your hair here.
Just repeat everything we say back to themselves. I am done here. And
let's get out of here.
Catherine's just sitting there with her hands folded on the table, just looking at these, just looking just like kind of just like unbothered, but I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Well, when you guys are done, me and Slyrack will be outside. I'd like to head to the arena because these two idiots have me feeling like killing something. So,
I'll be
Yeah,
alone.
Philly
I'll be
goes
alone.
back to that UGAI plaque, and he
Mhm.
says, "I'd really like to smoke this, but I don't like to do business and smoke. So I just want to know, are we done here?"
Just about. Friendly word of advice. You're not investigators. You're fighters, sure. I'm sure wherever you came from, you might have been a big deal. This is Crackhammer. You're not here. Leave important matters to important people. If you're looking for someone, if you're trying to fight something, if something pops up in front of your face, sure, knock it down. Anything that needs legwork, anything talking to people, let the professionals handle it, huh? Before you get someone
Or
killed.
what?
Before you get
Or
someone
what?
killed. That was before you get someone
Who
killed.
who is this someone?
When
it's them. Jerry reaches his head back in. It's them. They're scared they're going to die.
when
What
novices,
do RNT stand for? I'm just curious. Or do you hide behind initials?
we like to hide, clearly.
Clearly.
When novices, when rookies put their noses into things they shouldn't, people get hurt because you make mistakes. Because you don't know what you're doing.
To be clear, what thing specifically are we putting our nose into?
Well, if you get to
We
tell
have
me,
lots
so
of
I
noses,
don't
so
know.
which one? Hmm?
You tell me. So far, I can tell you just chasing around golems for no clear reason. Right? Although you think you found out the person who made the golem, but you didn't say who that was either.
Actually, it's not no clear reason, and that's actually not even what led us on this course. But you should know that, right? Because you're top investigator, right?
Top.
Okay.
NBR, I think
Then
we're done here.
I'll let your notes inform you.
Mhm.
If we're done, then have a good day. She taps the table and stands up.
Bippy R and T stand up and say, just be aware you have no authorization to operate in any of the guild's districts. If they have not invited you to solve a problem, you're not allowed to. Keep that in mind. Maybe ask your friend
Or
Dresden what
what?
happens when we get done. I thought you left.
What was that? What was the last part?
Jerry's head has been poking in. No, Jerry's head has been poking in the whole time.
The last part was maybe ask your friend Dresden how things go when you operate outside the law. You all have a great day. I'm sure we'll be seeing you soon.
I hope
You
not.
have the day you deserve.
I like that.
They both get up and head out the building.
Brian. Oh,
So we're going to start to head to Dresden's post-haste.
Yeah, above board. Did Michelle tell us about Dresden yet?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Question. How did these people look? Did they look like tattered? Were they like put together?
The best way to describe them, they look like they clearly don't make a ton of money. They do dress well enough to be respected in the right circles. You get the impression they look like people who care about their job and run into a lot of assholes that make their job hard.
Did they leave yet?
Was
They're
that a thinly
Yeah.
veiled assessment?
You got the impression.
Can I ask one question?
When talking to them, it felt they clearly looked like this wasn't the first time they've had conversations go this direction.
Yeah.
It seems like, oh, here we're doing this again. Okay. Yes, you can
Never
answer the
did
question
they
before
stop
they
to
leave.
think if the problem was them. Conversations keep going this way for them. Maybe they have a problem.
Philly, you had a question for me?
Yeah. Quick question before y'all leave. How many Bippy members are there? Because are y'all just worried we're going to take your jobs?
Bippy T, or Bippy R actually starts laughing. Bippy T kept walking. Bippy R says, no, yes, you definitely look like the group who would do things for free or low pay to help people you don't know. Yes, I am so worried you would care about the entire city. Oh, no. No, I don't. No.
I guess you didn't hear why we went to that person, but sure. Go
No.
off.
No, I
Feel
didn't.
great about yourself.
You want to tell me?
Okay, goodbye. I literally told you.
No, you didn't.
Are you that short of memory? Oh dear.
Oh,
dear.
the robbery thing that you didn't tell anyone else
No.
about. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You were
Go ahead.
reported and
No,
we're going to
that's not
solve
what I'm
yourself.
talking about.
Okay.
Get the
Literally
fuck
what I'm
out so
talking
Feely
about.
can like this Feely pack.
This is crazy.
So we're gonna like the Philly pack after we.
Once they get the fuck out.
Bippy are sighs and sits down at the table in front of the door and just
Oh my
starts
God.
doodling in his book.
All right.
Where's
You wanna play?
Drake?
Nope, I got some for him.
Delg.
Yo, chill.
Delg is still in the corner, watching all of this with big, fascinated eyes. He has not looked away this whole time.
Okay.
Jerry goes ahead and throws up that zone of truth.
Zone of truth? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is a saving throw for him. What's the save?
Charisma 13.
Okay, he failed.
What are you afraid of? What are you so afraid of?
It's not very polite to just cast on people, friend.
We're far past, niceties.
You know I don't.
You were asked many times to get the fuck out.
I'm sorry, do you own this place?
Does it matter?
Yeah, kind of does. I'm going to sit here and mind my business.
Once again, what are you so afraid of, my friend? What are you so afraid of?
That you idiots are going to get someone killed.
Who is this someone that you're so afraid of getting killed? Because it can't be the average civilian.
You sure? A bunch of them died when those golems attacked.
Wait.
Did you investigate that?
Yeah.
Did you investigate each and every one of them?
Investigate the dead
Do
body?
you-
I don't understand the question.
Do you think we created those golems?
No. I think you did your best to stop them. It was sloppy. Dresden showed up. It helped a bit. I think you guys did an admirable job.
But did you guys stop it? We didn't see a single Bippy to be seen. Where were you to save the civilians, the children, the old people?
Case of funding, I'm afraid. Only so many Bippy to go around.
But you had enough funding to show up here and ask us questions.
Yes, we do.
But
like
not
to
to
make
save
sure
the old people and the
problems
children.
don't spread.
Okay.
No, it is very sad. It hurts me.
Understood.
So, if I understand this correctly, you guys are a completely reactive organization who does nothing proactive to help the people.
That's what I'm hearing. And nothing that involves actual courage either.
Nothing. Like I said, they're cowards. I said this earlier. But do you think we're outside of maybe, I'm not saying it's completely off the table, some collateral damage. Outside of that, do you think we're here to harm your city? Harm Craghammer, as you called it?
I think you've done everything you possibly could to learn how to make golems after seeing golems in action.
And you know that we didn't create them and we killed them. And I dismembered their heads for furniture.
So you say.
No, I'm telling you right now, in this very same zone of truth that you're in.
You cast the spell, friend. I don't have to believe that you failed. You could lie all you want.
All right. That's fair.
I'm going to do my job. You do what you have perceived to be yours. I'm sure our paths will only cross in amicable ways. Since you guys
You got a
are
family?
doing good. That's the kind of question that gets you hurt.
Do you have a family?
leans back, takes his book back out, and begins to ignore you.
Do you have a family?
Jerry. People could feel that's a thinly veiled threat, depending on in what light they view you.
Are you worried that we're going to get your family killed?
He sighs, closes his book back. How many times do I need to say it? I'm worried you'll get anyone killed, any random person that lives here, because you're going to track
because of the
something
golem.
down. What you're chasing is very obviously dangerous. You're not afraid. I understand that. I'm not saying you should be. You're going to run something down you shouldn't have. You're going to get in a fight you can't control, and people are going to die because you picked the fight you shouldn't have.
But what if we win?
How many dead makes that win okay?
This isn't my town, you tell me.
0.
And then maybe we could actually get to something constructive that we can work around.
You say you found the person at the arena who did this, right? Why didn't you grab him?
Wait, hold on. Above the table. Did we say that? Did that happen?
We said
He was in the crowd?
we think would be the person who saw them there.
Mm-hmm.
In the crowd, right?
No, in the arena.
In the arena. But one, he was nowhere near us. 2, he wasn't working alone. 3, as you mentioned, we are not the police. We are trying to make sure we have enough information for it to make sense. But are you here because you're concerned we're going to create golems? Is that what brought you in here today?
Our concern is twofold. One, yes, copycats are a large issue when magical creatures and devices are sown in public that aren't usually seen. People try to copy things all the time. And 2, I am certain you are going to pick a fight and get people hurt. That's it.
Okay. 1, I can assure you we are not at any place to make golems anytime soon. That I can assure you. So now you can just worry about 2.
I thought you were going to say something that made me not worry about 2 as well.
No, I try to be honest here.
Tell the truth, my friend.
He folds his hands in front of him, elbows on the table, and says, I would appreciate if you all got help before doing anything reckless in the city.
Bippity boppity boop.
Help-
Are you
help
saying
from
that you
who?
want to help us?
Help from whom?
He
Bippity
closes his
boppity
book
boop.
and
If you need some money on
closes
the
his book,
side
puts it
and you
away.
try and
No.
do a
I
side
genuinely wait, Jerry, wait. Let's not antagonize them to the bitter end. What? Get help from whom?
Okay.
Do you mean from you? From you specifically?
Yes. Contact the Bippy if you have located a killer.
And you'll do what?
He slowly turns and looks at you and says, slit his throat. After a trial or something.
So if we encounter another golem, do we call you? Or are you gonna slit the fucking golem's throat?
Okay, it's jackass hour. You all enjoy your day. And he walks out.
Kazar walks out after him.
He stops. Can I help you?
I genuinely do not want to see harm come to your citizens. If we have reliable information, I'll try to find you.
He nods. All I ask.
That's just turns around and goes in.
Okay, the Bippy are gone. Fino, at what point did you leave to head to Dresden's?
have after they pretty much said they're not welcome in the guild's districts, and they were about to leave the first time. That's when I started to leave.
Okay. Roll a stealth check as you head out.
Remember,
No.
we wrote stuff on the last game, Brian. It should still be active.
No, he needs to roll a new stealth because he came, stabbed by a window, and is leaving again. Almost very close to when one of the Bippies is walking out.
That's why Trace ran out by now, right?
How long does it last?
I rolled it before they walked downstairs to see the Bippy.
I think it's 10 minutes.
Let me see. Hold on.
And real quick, was that Bippy R or T at the end there?
That was Bippy R. Bippy T didn't stop when you guys kept talking.
It's Bippy K.
Fuck Bippy T.
It's Bippit and Bipper.
I like Bippy R. He was cool. But Bippy T can go fuck himself.
Yeah, man. I thought we could shoot out with the police. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Y'all seem cool to me.
Really?
Yeah, fuck them.
They wasn't really fans ago, but they didn't seem like they were about to go crazy on y'all.
No, when Jerry started talking about, do you have a family? It's like, oh God.
That was
That's a wild statement to say to anyone.
Yeah, that was wild.
You arguing with somebody? I was like, yo, what?
Oh, man. I reached under the table. I was like, oh God. Anyway.
So, passive out trace is interesting. I don't think it's still in effect because I think you are too far away for this to keep working. It works for an hour.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah. But for that hour, everything within 30 feet, you can pick and choose who gets the plus 10.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do knowledge of past. Just this feature and tree. Like, okay. So altogether, a 23.
Nice.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. You make your way to Dresden's. Oh, what's wrong one? As he's walking, we'll do the group, then we'll have to him as he returns. So, Bippy have left. What are you all doing? I believe Jerry and Jerry and Slyrak were outside at the time, so you did see both Bippies leave. Bippy T, who left first, very quickly melded into the crowd, as it were, and he was very hard to track after a few moments. Bippy R, upon exiting, Catcher came out, spoke to him. He went the opposite direction and made no attempts to blend into the crowd, and just kind of kept walking down the street.
Y'all, it's been a year since our first session. Sorry, I just noticed.
Really?
Well, 2 days
really?
from it. Our first session was Sunday, August 27th.
Hey, Snake Ball.
I just went back in my.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's dope.
Wow.
Hey,
Look at that, 7 levels. In
inspiration for
awesome.
what? Inspiration. Yeah.
I think she still has it.
No, I don't. I used it.
Pirate testicles.
Oh, that's so cool. Happy anniversary, guys.
Yes.
So Laura's not here this campaign.
Oh, jeez.
Catcher. Thank you.
Inspiration for Catcher.
He's not a real person.
Back to the table. The Bippy leave. What are you all doing?
Are we gonna go check on Dresden, guys?
Well, first I just want to real quick. I want to go over to Del real quick and just say, but in your opinion, how Was that interaction? Will that be a problem for us in the future, moving forward?
Del kind of smiles and says, "Well, what do you count as a problem? I mean, you didn't make a friend. You know, anytime you don't make a friend, you've made a problem."
Words to live by. Okay. And then I go back over.
He goes back to eating
let's
his
go to
morning
Dresden.
spaghetti.
Morning spaghetti.
Catch I got spaghetti. Spaghetti breakfast. Okay, so you all make your way to Dresden. Pheno is
I want
ahead
to
of you
check
by a
if
bit.
we're being what do you call it?
Followed
at all.
Okay. Roll perception for me.
Air Force brat.
That's cocked. Hold on. Not great. 13.
You look around you. You don't get the impression that anyone's following you.
Oh.
Okay. Pheno, you are much faster than them, and you, I do believe, had the intent of getting there quickly.
Well, so I knock on Dresden's door.
So as you approach Dresden's house, actually, as you're walking up, you can see the bodies of 5 large and 1 very large crabs. Seem to have been, all their shells are damaged in multiple spots, no longer living, very obviously. And Thomas is sitting on one with a bucket right beneath him. He's kind of cleaning off his sword. Look up.
Okay.
Okay.
Jerry goes to shake his hand.
No, you're not there.
No, it's just Pheno.
Oh.
Is this something that is common here? What the fuck is this?
Oh, hey. Craboos. Someone sent them at us.
Why would they do that?
Oh, it happens all the time when we, track down bad people. They try to get rid of us first before we can catch them. It's kind of a whole thing.
Okay. But these are not called craboos. It's just a crab. Very large crab.
I'm older than you. They're craboos, trust me.
And do not try to sell their meat to anyone that enters. They'll be an asshole about it.
Knowledge of a past life, indeed.
So, is Harry in? You may both want to hear this.
Yeah, give me a second. And he kind of does one last pass over the blade, puts it away. Stands up and kind of wipes his hands off of a rag, throws the rag back in the bucket. Yeah, come on. He's tending to some wounds in there, I think.
Okay. My friends will. I don't know if they are going to be coming, joining us, but I want to get out ahead before some of the shenanigans start when you have a large group of people like that.
Hey, listen! Don't tell me why you don't trust them. Tell them.
Oh, I trust them.
No,
I just do not feel like
hey,
taking forever to say my words while they get theirs.
Pheno, it's fine. I've been in groups before. I know how it works. Harry, Pheno, Harry.
Okay.
Harry looks up. He's currently wrapping a bandage around his forearm. Seems to be a very nasty gash going along it that's bleeding through.
Looks beautiful. Purple dot Bippy. The Beholders Inc. Private Eye, Bippy T and Bippy R. Showed up today at the overfill tanker. They wanted to speak to us.
Oh, you guys had trouble with the Bippy?
Number. Well, we may all have trouble with the Bippy. They asked a few questions. They wanted to know. They knew who we are. They knew our names. They knew that we arrived a few days ago. They knew about the whole fight with the golems. They knew that Jerry took their heads. They also knew that. Well, they said we were working with you. The group says that we are working similar jobs. They knew we wasn't in the arena because we fought in the arena. And then they also want to know why we went to the information broker. At one point, we went to the information broker to find out why a lot of places were being robbed around here. They also want to know why we took the heads off the golems. And then Slyrick and Jerry started to insult them, as they normally do.
Just because sits back, picks up a beer. That's a lot of information, Fino.
And the last part, they told us we were not welcome in any of the guild's districts unless we were specifically invited to solve an issue.
Oh, that. Yeah, that's technically true. Drink some more beer. They get very. It looks bad on them if someone else solves their problems, if that makes sense.
Yes. So this is just a general thing. They came to tell us about a general, I don't know how to,
Ordinance.
common courtesy. Yeah. No one is allowed to do that. Correct.
Well, if you're hired by someone who lives there, that's fine. If you're hired by the guild themselves, if you're contracted out by any of the guild enforcers, there's a lot of different grays to it. But if you know one, if you're new, I should say, it's a little frowned upon, yeah. But
we are new.
Yeah, but you're working for me if you would tell people that, and that kind of gives you a pass.
Okay. Yes, I did not know if you were able to give us passes into these other places.
It depends on what the place is. I'm not loved everywhere. But, I've been gone for a while, and a lot of people in charge are younger. They may not have any issues with me. Their fathers probably do, and their mothers and their grandparents, but they shouldn't.
Okay. Point of curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
And I lean in. Look him in the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Which side did you fight for in the war?
Thomas's head snaps to you.
And I look at Thomas.
Your perception is very high. You notice him, on pure instinct, put his hand on his blade.
No need for that, Thomas. I'm not here to fight you.
His hand doesn't move. Dresden looks at you and says,
Yeah.
You're going to have to tell me why you asked me that.
Oh, for sure. You are in danger. See, I come here as a friend to warn you. They say when the people come back from the war, they are not going to be so happy with you. Apparently, soldiers know about which side you fought for. And it may not be Craghammer.
Who is they? Oh, Thomas says that. Who is they?
Who is they what?
Who is they that says that?
Oh, what's her name? Fatso told me this morning.
I wasn't expecting that. I'm sorry. Thomas looks to Dresden. They kind of share a look.
And he's just kind of smiling. Fino's kind of smiling. This Thomas, I assure you, I have died before. I have no fear of this, and I am not trying to threaten you.
Dresden kind of rubs the bridge of his nose. Any chance you know who told Katra?
I have an inkling who might have, but I'm not sure. She did not tell us who told her. Did she tell us who told her?
Mm-mm.
No, okay.
I feel like you did. I feel like you didn't say Delg told me such and such.
If they would have asked, but no, I don't think I would have labeled it saying that. Actually, no, I don't know that I would have because everyone thinks he's crazy.
But your group has acted on the information a couple times because you had gone down the top.
Yeah, but I don't.
Delg.
I don't think I ever attributed it to him. Wait, did I? No, last time I did, Slyrick said something. Someone said he's crazy. I don't know that I would have, unless someone asked me where I heard it.
Okay. Thomas says,
What? You sure what?
Tanya says,
I'm sure she would be willing to tell you.
Okay. Dresden sighs. I'm not gonna really. I mean, they wouldn't be happy, but it's complicated. Very, very complicated.
Yeah, look, you do not have to explain it to me. You did what you did.
He kind of like sighs and kind of rubs his head.
Okay, listen, I understand. We got you out of the plane, right? What do we do? Maybe he made you fight for him. Maybe he made you fight for him like you had to try to kill us. I have no clue what happened. But there's really not a... I don't give a fuck about people. I have my own goals. It's not important to me. I don't care what Harry Dresden is a good guy.
Thomas says, Harry Dresden is a good guy. To a fault.
Well, what the fucking do? And he starts clapping. Good for you guys. And I mean, seriously, if that's who you want to be, I'm happy for you. But I don't care.
Dresden kind of laughs and says, you're a very refreshing person to talk to, Fino. The Bippy shouldn't be a problem if you're not doing anything wrong, which you're not. They're just good people who like to help, and they will help whether you want them to or not. Just don't be outright assholes, and you should be fine.
The Slyrick and Jerry acquit themselves as outright assholes every time they open. Mostly Jerry, but then Slyrick jumps in.
That's crazy.
Well, I don't know who's currently in charge of the Bippy. I know the old leader.
The 50.
But
Sorry.
just you guys aren't doing anything wrong. Just be careful about openly breaking laws, like basic breaking and entering type things. Just if you're gonna do it, just be overly careful because you may have someone watching you now.
Understood. You are you going to run now?
No, I don't run. This is my home.
10 toes down. I love to see it.
Kind of shakes his head.
Do you have like do either of you have like that kind of, I don't know, it's like a spell or something where you can communicate with people over far distances? I cannot do it myself. Could you check in on my group? Is it possible?
Yeah, sure. Who should I? He takes a moment. Cast sending. Philly, you hear in your head.
That's Philly.
You hear in your head. Hey, it's Dresden. Jerry and Slyrak, did they get themselves killed, or are you guys okay?
No. They still talking. They're good. Actually, on our way to you right now.
Oh, your friend's here. We'll wait up.
And how do you too, Dresden?
Another spell.
Can Dresden even say anything through sending?
Sorry. Hi. How are you today, Philly? I hope you're doing well. I almost broke my arm. A giant craboo tried to rip it off, but I'm okay.
Is the fight still going on? Do you need us to hurry up?
Sighs, cast another spell. I was just being... No, I'm fine. I don't want to be rude and not answer you, but I'd really like to not keep casting spells, so I'll see you when you get here.
Radio silence.
Okay. Dresden says to Fino, your friends are fine. They're on their way here. I'm sure they'll be here soon. Was there anything else before they get here? You kind of did do the whole get here without my friend's conversation thing. So is there something that you wanted to say not in front of them?
Well, it's nothing that I needed a secret, but I've helped you. Can you help me find the sword, please?
He deflates a bit visibly. And Thomas said, I told you he wasn't going to let it go. Dresden takes out a piece of paper, draws a circle, draws a triangle that encloses the circle, and puts a square around that. Do you know what this is?
Circle. Hold on.
Hold on, say it again?
Sound like a Deathly Hallows, damn it.
Right.
It essentially is that, yes, actually. It's that
Okay.
symbol.
Okay. No, I do not know what that is.
This is one of the most powerful magic circles someone can make. This can trap anything if you're strong enough to power it. I had someone ask me
I've heard of these.
Sure. I had someone ask me how to make this once. I wouldn't tell them because it's dangerous. It'd get them hurt if they fucked it up. They tried it anyways. You want to guess what happened?
No, they fucked it up.
Yeah. I found the pieces later. When I tell someone there's information they shouldn't have, I'm not being rude, I'm not being lofty, I'm not trying to, I am smarter than you to people. It's a legitimate statement. I don't want people to die because I told them something they shouldn't know.
Harry, I am already dead. I have died already. I am not afraid of it. I'm okay with dying again. It is my destiny.
I'm not okay with getting you killed.
Well, guess what? It is more torment living this life until I meet my destiny. This is bothering me every day, every hour, every minute. So maybe that is something I don't want to say in front of my friends. Because while they are a pretty decent group of people to be around, I'm still not so very happy all the time.
I'm not going to give you a lot of people aren't happy speech because I don't want to belittle what you're going through. If the end of your journey ends in death, you have picked the wrong journey. There has
It'll
to
be
another way.
glorious.
There's no such thing.
Well, it's going to be the death of me or the death of someone else.
Thomas says, well, that's a much better sentence. You're getting there.
No, it's going to end in death either way.
That's a different Harry says, listen, Fino, I like you. I don't mind helping you and your friends. I'm not going to lead you off to your death. If you're getting stronger every day, you look stronger today than you did yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound like a rude elder asshole, because I hated when I had to deal with them. When I think you're ready, I'll gladly tell you. And it's information I'm sure you could find elsewhere. But until I think you won't die, I'm not telling you.
Fino's face, it drops a bit. You don't get to determine when a man dies and when he lives, unless you are doing the killing. And then he sits down. I'll wait for my friends.
He nods and shoots a look to Thomas, and they kind of share something between them. Not magically, just like brothers sharing a moment.
Yep.
Thomas.
It's the breast milk.
Wow. Man. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, really throw, man.
Wow. So many reasons that doesn't cross over right.
Yeah, they're not real brothers. Straight.
Thomas walks
The
over,
other part.
puts a hand on your shoulder, and says, listen, if you want to get yourself killed, I don't mind helping. I don't know what he knows, but I keep an eye out for you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, I don't mention it. too many living folks anyways. Might as well clear them out.
Yes.
And he walked to the front door to wait for the rest of the group. They arrive pretty shortly. As you all enter the yard, you see the dead craboos of varying sizes. Thomas is kind of leaning against the door and says, I did all that myself. Harry didn't help at all. Useless. You all make your way in, and you're now all in front of Harry and Thomas.
I take it. So we didn't see Fino outside the door, right?
No, Fino's inside. But
No. When we were talking to them, we didn't know he was.
No, you did not.
The caster says, "Well, Fino, you missed quite a discussion."
Did I? Are you talking about the Bippy?
Mm-hmm.
With the purple dots, Bippy T and Bippy R. And how they were trying to find out why we were here, why we were killing golems, all of that fun stuff.
So you stuck around.
I'm always around, Patrick.
That's a good.
Thomas says,
He says that he kind of just like grins and like kind of flicks his bone tail. Like,
Dude,
I'm definitely creepy.
Thank you. No, thank you.
Bone tail. Jesus.
Yep, you heard him. Harry kind of chuckles and says, Fino was kind enough to catch me up on today's events. As I told him, Bippy are good people, just trying to do a job, trying to help people out. Just don't be an overt asshole and you're probably fine, though I hear that kind of happened already.
Well,
Jerry's walking in as he finishes his sentence and says, Bippy and Boppy, fuck them. Boppy, Bippy, whatever their names are.
yes,
Cowards, fuck them. I don't like them. Honestly, I wanted to kill them, but that's why we're on our way to the arena now. Blow off some steam. What's up, Harry? Thomas, handshake.
Yeah.
Thomas,
That sentiment was expressed quite clearly in both directions.
If we are going to the arena, Jerry, you shall not take damage right.
Thomas holds his hand out and shakes Jerry's hand.
Jerry doesn't even try to squeeze it like crazy.
Thomas didn't need it. Thomas did a regular handshake. Yes. Same for him. Harry says, well, the Bippy, they're honestly, they are good people. They just get a little frustrated by the world, you know? It's hard to do.
He said to ask you.
I was like, coward.
They're not cowards. They're not.
They said to ask you what happens when people do things, look into things that they're not supposed to, something without jurisdiction, something.
They work outside the law.
Yeah,
They tried to chump your name, Harry. They tried it.
Thomas chuckles and says, craboos happen in your front lawn. And Harry says, you'd be surprised how many guild members, guild families, petty nobles, and the like are the actual bad person at the end of the day. So, generally, stopping around in their areas trying to solve a crime they probably did draws the wrong kind of attention. It's happened to me on a few occasions. And, you know, I've worked with the Bippy before. They've helped me out of a scratch or two. I think what.
Hey, which side of the war did you fight on? I'm joking. That was a joke.
Wait, what?
He looks at Thomas and Thomas.
Did he say that out loud?
No, that was a joke. No. I didn't. Say
I didn't know if you meant above the table joke.
Right, is it Chris making a joke or Jim making a joke?
Yeah, that was above the table.
Okay.
What side of the war?
So Harry says, yeah, I think the Bippy wouldn't really vouch for them is probably what they meant by ask Harry. Walls have ears, almost all walls but mine, so that might have been what that was.
Well, I told them we would bring them reliable information if they had it. So.
They're good people. If this ends up being something overtly dangerous, we'll handle it. Don't tell them. They'll get themselves killed.
Speaking of, I was wondering how you had made any headway on the case. I don't know if it was them trying to scare us, but they were so certain that if we pursued, we would end up in over our heads. I'm curious if they knew something that we did not, or if it was just a scare tactic.
It could have been a little bit of both. I mean, so far you've tracked this to 2 apprentice artificers. To them delving into some information they shouldn't have, that they forcibly took via magic from their ex-master. We don't know what they
Are we sold on the forcibly took?
Definitely not anymore.
Well, we saw the video.
We did. We saw him
being charmed.
What?
Give it.
Right. We saw them cast a spell. We saw them go through the motions of casting a spell. We don't know for certain the spell was successful. He could have been pretending. It is his workshop. He would know that it was being recorded.
It's like Riddle and Slughorn.
Yeah. And the golems seem a bit outside the skill level of two apprentices. I feel like they would have had to have help.
That's a good point. Huh. I've yet to have a chance to pay him a visit. I may need to move that up the list.
Is it possible that he compelled them to cast that, or to act like they cast it?
Yeah, of course. That kind of magic's pretty rudimentary at that level. I mean, it wouldn't last forever, but...
I would very much like to hear your take on him once you meet him. If he is a part of the problem, I feel as though we should deal with him first and alone.
Don't forget, we have to inform Boop and Bop.
If we're going to be duking it out with an archmage, we're going to leave Bippies out of it. That's not their punching level.
I love how empathetic you are towards them.
Do you think they have any ties to organized crime? Can they be bought? I'll ask that.
No, they
I don't think they would know if they were.
They can't be bought. That's why they're working the Craghammer beat. Like, there's levels to the Bippies. You said you talked to a purple-eyed Bippy?
PNR.
Wait, did somebody say he had purple eyes?
No,
the
purple dot.
Purple dot.
Yeah, the
emblem.
Oh, those eyes. Okay.
Yes.
That's one of the lower rungs of Bippies. You kind of get kicked down. You get kicked down to purple when you ruffle too many feathers.
They definitely seem like the ruffling feather type.
That's what it's about.
Generally, purples can't be bought. Purple's kind of a problematic purple. Usually shows up dead, unfortunately.
Oh dang!
Yeah, it's like the last warning, kind of. It's a rough shit.
From whom?
Ooh, take your pick.
Bourgeoisie.
Who's what?
The bourgeoisie.
Oh, yeah, actually. People in
Can the
power.
upper level dippies be bought then?
Any institution has bad people. Bippy's not an exception. Uh, they don't investigate everything. Some people they will turn over to guild authorities. Some things they don't run all the way up the ladder. They let Disc 3 problems stay Disc 3 problems. Uh,
Are they susceptible to suggestion for a nominal fee?
some Bippy, yeah.
On all levels?
No, no. Like I said, you don't get knocked down to the purple eye for being flexible or for playing the game.
Hmm.
But are there any that play the game at such a high level that they are still stepping out to the side?
There's bad eggs in the Bippy. From what it sounds like, you didn't meet the bad eggs today.
Yes. Go ahead.
Could you point us in the direction of any bad?
What? Why?
Information.
Information on what? I'm not really following your thread here, friend.
Well, the closer we get to the people who want to do harm, the closer we get to the people we're looking for.
Oh, well, there's no guarantee it's a crossover of like corruption. It may just be simply like someone robbing people, stealing money, overcharging for goods, rigging competitions, like little crime type things.
Ooh, those are the ones I really want to talk
I'm not sure who the current corrupt
Trigger.
crowd is. I've been gone for a while. Thomas says, I know him. We can talk later.
Jerry delivers an air handshake.
Thomas air handshakes back. Harry says, Bibby aside, no, this could lead down to a dangerous road at the end of the day. Hopefully my druid thing's wrapped up before we get to the end of the golem chain of events. The way my life usually works, they're gonna come to a head at the same time. So I'll try to keep my ear to the ground and be flexible about where I am. I am reachable if any of you have the means. I don't think any of you do. But I'll keep
If you could give us the bare bones on what it would take if you need our help at any point, just so last second reserve, we can come in and know what we're doing.
How do I say? And Thomas says, "You'll need our help. If we need your help, we probably died. No offense."
That's how we met Harry.
they both start laughing. Harry says, it is not my intention to bring you in on this druid thing. That they seem extremely powerful. I don't. That's a little much right now. If you're close by and an evil druid pops up, I'm not going to send you away. I'll take all the help I can get. But at the moment, focus on the golem thing, and I'm going to try my best to wrap up this druid nicely in a bow, maybe in a box. We'll see how it plays out.
But if it goes left, Healy talked to you on our way here. I don't know how that happened, but
I reached out to him.
Reach out. Cool. Do that if you need. If there is a way that you can, get us there quicker, or Safety word. Pineapple is popular.
Thomas says, in my experience, you don't want to pick a popular safe word that can ruin the fun if you say it on accident, or if someone else says it and they think it was you.
Safe words are generally unpopular. I'm just talking in our niche environment, but you're right. Yeah, cool.
Pineapple is, as you mentioned, a very popular safe word.
For people who like safe words.
Harry says, back to the point. I have no intention of calling you to fight an Archdruid. Please call me before if you find an Archdruid. I don't think these kids that are doing the Golem thing are going to be that much trouble for you all. If their artificer master is involved, let me know. I'll try to. I gotta do the Druid thing before I get to him. But if you find out he's wrapped up in this, use your best judgment of whether whether you should leave the room or not, or leave the situation or not. If you can come get me, come get me. If you think you got it, swing away. Anything you need from me right now?
Does Boobity have a family?
Oh Lord, did we want to ask you about the book or no?
Thomas
Right.
narrows
Let's
his
go.
eyes. Thomas says, "Why would you ask that?"
I'm trying to figure out what he's so afraid of.
That's an actual question. Hang on, let me get my notes.
If you have a family.
My question was an actual question.
Do you not,
Thomas
do you
is
not
Thomas.
hear it? Are you not hearing what you're saying? Is that what's going on?
I hear it. I understand how it sounds, and I want an answer.
His
Thomas
brother right
says,
there.
Thomas says, I'm not going to answer that for you. That's a weird thing to ask, just so you know. I'm not sure if you hear it, but it sounds like you're threatening him.
I hear it.
Are you threatening him? I don't want to help you threaten him.
No, I'm sincerely trying to figure out what he's so afraid of.
I've already told him that's a thinly veiled threat to most people. And
Okay,
he persists
so he knows.
nonetheless.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
What do either of you know of a Hall of Oaths? Happen to
Call an oath? The
Hall
boss?
of Oaths.
Oh.
I can't go for that. No.
Not...
No can do.
You Harry and
That was Michael McDonald.
That's all I know.
Harry.
No, not you. Saeed was singing.
Oh. Harry and Thomas look at each other surprised and look at you. What do you know about Hall of? Jeez, now I'm gonna say the Hall of Oaths.
Not a whole lot, unfortunately. But I seem to be in possession of a weapon that I can only learn more about by going to one.
Harry stands out of his seat. You got an oath?
Oh,
weapon?
wait. I have one too.
You guys have oath weapons? Are you serious?
Yes, I forgot about that.
Very
Yes.
serious. It is minorly useful right now, but from what I'm told, it can be much more.
Thomas whistles. Yeah.
Wait, do you have the staff or do I have it? Or do you have something else?
It's currently on my back, but it gives the boon to multiple people. I'm just holding it.
Oh, I have it in my equipment. Okay.
I mean, you can hold it. I'm not
No.
using it.
Okay. Okay. No.
Thomas says, oh, depending on what you're willing to sacrifice, those are world-breaking weapons is the best way I can describe them. There's not much limitation to the things.
That would explain why it hurt so much when it hit me.
If you survived fighting someone with an oath weapon, congratulations to you. Harry sits back down, kind of gathering himself. Oh, so
Does that change how you feel about inviting us to this fight?
Well, no. Slyrak did say it's currently useless, so I assume you haven't found one of the halls yet. The actual halls of oaths are very tricky to find. They change places all the time. If you don't, you have to be actively looking for one to even get a whiff of the thing. What city did you find it in, if you don't mind me asking?
It was the walled
In the dungeon.
of escalation.
In the dungeon.
Oh.
Yes, inside the wall.
Okay. Generally, you'll never find a hall in the same city you found the weapon, so that's good. You're somewhere new. And he looks at Thino for a moment, and looks back to you, Slyrak, and says, be mindful of what people are willing to sacrifice for power, because the hall will accommodate a lot. That being said, I don't know where Craghammer's Hall is. I've heard rumors it may be in one of the collapsed districts, but I've never really had the time to sit down and study it. It's on a very long list, but I had to take a trip to the Feywild, so haven't really gotten to that yet.
Collapsed district. All right. Well, at least we have a place to start looking then.
Just bear in mind, I'm sure you got the staff from killing somebody. The weapon from killing somebody. That's generally how those stories end. People don't hold them for long, and they lose them when they lose their lives.
Interesting.
Oath weapon. It's been a long time.
Have you wielded one?
No, well, for like a moment, but it was one of the good ones, so it's a little different.
Insight.
Go ahead and roll insight.
24.
24. Harry Dresser got a natural 20. Does put the total a little above 24. But he is telling the truth from what you can grasp.
Was he? Never mind, not a saving. It wasn't a saving throw. Never mind.
He seems to be telling the truth when he says that he wielded one of the good oath weapons.
That reminds me. I heard you'll be in danger when the veterans return. You'll be in trouble?
Yes. Fino did mention, and Thomas cuts him off. Who told you
Why?
Why? I'm not gonna kill him. I just wanted to know.
Are you going to do anything that could cause them even a mild annoyance?
That would depend entirely on who it is.
I'll sit.
Are you going to blow Katra's cover with this person?
I
They've been
was
giving me
unaware
pretty.
it was a cover situation.
Well,
it's not
put
cover.
it this way: they've been giving me pretty reliable information thus far. I don't want to jeopardize that, but I thought I'd pass along the message.
Journalistic integrity.
Sure.
Thomas goes to say something else, and Harry puts his hand up and says, "She said journalistic integrity." And Thomas just shakes his head and says,
Who said that? Oh.
Me?
Thomas
Yeah.
just shakes his head and says, "Everyone's not her, Harry." Harry just kind of quickly does one of these, like, anyways.
Rita Skeeter?
Nah.
The fuck?
Harry says,
Triggered much?
I do
it
want to
barely
ask you
came
something.
across as very, like, no, triggered, bad memory. What are you asking?
How many people are aware of your reason for fighting? I'm not asking you what it is. I'm asking how many people are aware of it.
Over in the Feywild?
Oh.
Sorry, are you asking my general reason for why I do what I do, or are you asking in relation
No, I'm
to...
asking how many people would be aware of it.
And he looks at Thomas, and Thomas is like, in the Feywild. She's asking who knows what, why you were there doing what you... Oh, sorry. There's a lot going on in here. Very, very few. Almost no one.
So if someone were to know why, how would you feel about that? I do not know why, but if someone were to know why.
Wouldn't change much. More times than not, people don't care what your reasons are. They just care what you did.
Well, no. Let me re-ask the question. If very few people know, what level of person, like, could an average person find out, or would they have to have a pretty significant in with someone to know?
To know... Harry thinks for a moment. No one outside of people I trust should know why. For certain. People of a certain level of power would have guesses. Regular people would have no idea.
Okay.
That being said, I'm not gonna run, which I told Fino. What comes, comes. This is my home. And no one's gonna run me out of it. I'm sure there'll be some strong feelings, but end of the day, I don't answer to anybody but me. And Thomas, I guess. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. I'm glad it's not going to be a surprise. I can prepare some stuff. Thomas says to you, Katra, I do hope your friend is using discretion with who he tells. Stuff like that, too.
By their words, they are.
All right. Just making sure. Also, uh, you kind of enter in the, dangerous information territory yourself there, guys and gals. Um, when the hairy shit hits the wall, hopefully figuratively, uh, you may be asked some questions. So, get your answers lined up.
What shall they be?
I was gonna say, what answers do you need to have?
Oh, well, if you're just working for Harry, there's few questions. If you keep doing this whole we're working in concert and we get all the money and we're partners thing, maybe a little trickier.
Understood.
You still get the same payout, even if he verbally address it one way.
I think we should just go with we're working for him. He hired us to do a task. Let's just stick with the truth. Easier to keep in the...
Katsuda, I understand.
Thomas says...
But the dollars have to make sense.
What?
Thomas says, points to Harry. He's poor. Points to himself. I am not. I don't need your couple of gold.
Hey, I'm calling.
Harry, broke ass nigga. Oh, sorry.
All right, Greg.
All right, Greg.
We're Greg. Soon anyway, so that works out. Harry says, I'm not broke. I just charge what people can pay. Thomas says, he got paid in fruit the other day. It was delicious.
What kind of fruit?
Mangoes.
Are they common here?
No. That's why they thought it was a good thing to pay with.
Might be.
I enjoyed them. Harry didn't.
I hate mangoes, but I love the idea.
Harry says, I'll try to speed up this stupid thing, and hopefully we can solve the golem thing before any of this comes to head.
If we can help, I keep saying, maybe we can help speed it up.
By finding the kid and the other kid who's working with them.
We could be bait. We could be bait. I could be bait.
Bait's always
I don't
want
to speak for anybody else.
The bait plan never works. It's always a bad idea. Someone gets hurt. You'd be surprised how often.
You've never ran bait with me and Slyrack.
More times than not, the thing you're trying to lure is just a little bit faster than you thought it'd be. But no, pursue your lanes of investigation. I'll pursue mine. I hope to the guys they don't cross paths. But if I can get mine solved quickly, I'll come help with you. If you get yours solved, I suppose I'll come let you help me. But find the kid. Find any information that can help you track the kid. If you can figure out what the kid's looking for, that may be helpful. Without his teacher, let's assume that teacher's not helping. Without him, he'll need other sources of knowledge on this topic. There's not many places you can find information about golems. So look into any maybe break-ins of literature places, any collectors you can maybe run down.
Weird people in libraries?
Maybe, but there's maybe some loose writings, maybe some journals about golems in libraries, but nothing actually informative. More art. But at any rate, they're going to be looking for sources of knowledge. If you can track that down, you may track them down.
Well, we know one of they've been fighting at the arena trying to get the books through those ones.
Yeah, books at the arena? And he looks at Thomas and says, I told you this a long time ago, Harry. You didn't want to do it. What kind of books?
Golem books. Several.
What? He looks at
You
Thomas.
think you could read one?
That was just one category.
Yes.
Harry says, yeah, I could read one. Thomas, you can't say they were golem books. Thomas said, listen, I was in a box seat. I wasn't really paying attention to the fight, if you get my meaning. And Harry just kind of shakes his head. Okay. Stake out the arena is probably your best bet. You may find the people you're looking for. I wouldn't suggest stealing the books from the arena. They're pretty well guarded. Everything arena based.
No, we won one.
Oh, you won one. Way to bury the lead. What'd you find out?
I swear I asked like a few minutes ago if we were giving one to him to read. I don't know if anyone at all.
You asked
heard me
above
say that.
table, and no one, I heard you, but
Last
Oh no,
week
that
we
was
talked
in
about it.
game. I
Last
meant
week
to
we
ask.
talked about it.
oh, I didn't know it was in game. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. We can say it wasn't. We don't need to redo this.
Either way it goes, last week we talked about whether or not we were going to, because I brought this up, and it was a no at first, and then we talked about it a little bit towards the end of the session, and it was yes, and now it's actually happening, and I didn't want to say shit because I was confused.
Well, Harry
I thought it
says,
was yeah.
when
Oh,
asked if he
my
could read
bad.
it, Harry does say, yeah, I could read it. But what did you guys
Well,
find out?
I already asked him if he could read the book before this was even brought up. That's
he
why
said yes.
I asked. I know.
So now we are not at the level to read it.
Oh, which one of those?
Mm-hmm.
I can skim it if you don't mind.
Sorry?
Yeah, I think because we did. Yeah, Slyra will take the book out and hand it over to him. It gave me a nasty headache when I tried to read it.
Oh, it must be a manual or a tome. They do that. Forbidden knowledge. Well, not forbidden, but built-in security system, if you will. He opens it and starts flipping through the pages. Yep. Component cost, time, material cost. Woof. Closes it back.
When we start saving now.
You ain't want to knock over a bank. So for an iron golem, you're talking about 100,000 gold pieces for supplies, and you're talking about 120 days worth of work, uninterrupted, 8 hours a day.
Iron golem, 120 gold.
No, 100,000.
No, 100,000.
Oh, what was it?
100,000 gold pieces is the material cost, the cost of supplies to do this. And you have to spend 120 days working without interruption with the manual at hand, and you can only sleep 8 hours a day through that process. And every day you only get 8 hours of
I
sleep.
think, knowing this, the OG is the only answer. Some kids didn't have that much time or money.
Wait. That's iron. I'm sure clay is much less expensive and different.
Right, but we're dealing with somebody who didn't have it all the way figured out yet.
But you saw what he was fighting with in the arena. Those were most definitely metal.
Those were very interesting. That's right.
And there's no way that Punce or his little girlfriend made either of those golems.
Were they not suits of armor in the arena?
True, those can
animated suits of armor. This is not the golem. It's very different.
That's true.
It depends on how they were animated.
Yeah, they were doing some wild shit.
Also, these golems are not properly made. I think they were shortcutting this money. Well, remember, the money thing.
Oh,
he wasn't allowed.
It cost so much fucking money to do this.
No, we found out that he's
in lots of debt.
Yeah.
In the other part,
like around that amount, kind of debt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other part is he was shortcutting this shit, so maybe they did not take the 120 days like they needed to. And that's
Or
why
didn't have the manual.
they were so shitty.
Mm.
Or the manual was for clay and they were using it on metal.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, no, we're saying
They
for the
do
clay one.
Metal one. We were talking about the clay. Jerry, get in the
What
game.
I'm saying is that I'm in the game. Trust me.
Okay.
We have the book for the
Yes.
Iron Golem. Maybe he didn't have this, and that's why he's trying to get this.
Yes. No, for sure.
No, we're talking about for the clay ones, though.
I was just saying for the clay ones, maybe that's why they were so fucked, because he was taking shortcuts.
He was trying to twist the spell and add modifications.
Speak up, Harry.
Last point to add. If you're going to use the manual, it destroys itself once you finish making the golem. It's a one-shot, as it were.
What if we deviate from the recipe, so to say?
Theory, it wouldn't work. You'd have to be...
In theory. But but the ones we fought in the street were abnormal.
Yes. What's Slavic to say?
No, they definitely... You're right. But you would need to be extremely powerful spellcaster to weave a broken spell together to actually work. Especially something like
Slavic, I think your theory is working more and more.
Yeah,
The argument.
Slavic may have been onto something.
We're going to have to confront a master artificer. This is not how I thought our day was going.
I don't know that we should go on our own, guys. If he deceived us so thoroughly the first time,
We're
and
going
is
to need
that
to
powerful?
plan
Yeah.
immensely.
I mean, Harry, you were just saying if we come across him. I think we just did while we're sitting here.
The Harry says, kind of rubbing the bridge of his nose. Yeah, a lot of roads seem to be pointing that direction, huh?
Maybe I can ask to lotion his arms.
What?
What?
I feel like their arms lotioned.
What purpose would that serve?
Thomas
Because
says,
it's closer.
Wait, I want to hear this out. Explain.
Who said
No.
that?
Thomas.
Thomas, you shut the fuck up right now.
No. Don't you stifle genius, please. Thino, lotion the arms.
Okay.
Tell me how that helps.
So, I lotion his arms.
Okay.
We charm him.
Okay.
And we get him to tell us the truth.
Does the lotion help with charm?
Thomas, you're an asshole.
Hold on. Does the lotion help to charm him?
No, the lotion just relaxes him.
What if it's a poison?
Thomas, you're an asshole.
You have dry arms.
What if it's
Right.
a poison lotion? It can weaken him.
Are we poisoning the lotion too?
Can anybody poison
Weaken
lotion?
him. Weaken him.
Before
Poison
we
anything you want.
before we entertain this. Wait, who?
Not-
What?
Stop for a
anything,
second. Now look
anything
at
can
Thomas.
be poison. Let's be serious.
Look at Thomas.
Can
Thomas,
you poison it?
You are a vampire, correct?
Some say. Yes,
Do you
yes,
know
I'm a
Strahd?
vampire.
Oh shoot, that's quite a
He
turn.
goes from leaning to standing up straight.
To
Harry-
standing?
Yeah, he was
he
leaning
was-
like this, kind of hanging out, and just stood straight up. Kind of, once again, reflexively puts his hand on his blade.
Oh
and
my gosh, you with this blade shit.
Before he says anything, Harry snaps his staff out to put in front of Thomas, and Thomas says, "I'm fine. Harry, I'm fine. Harry, I'm fine." Looks at you and says,
Are you fine? What is happening?
Why are you asking about Strahd?
Because I know someone who does not like him. And wants him gone. I was just wondering, is he a friend or foe?
Foe.
Foe.
He's a foe.
Okay. We will talk.
He gives you an interesting look.
The whole time, Jerry now has his eyes once again intent on Thomas. Like, oh, we're gonna do it. We're gonna finish it this time.
While he's looking at it, he says, Thomas,
at
I'm really going to need that blade.
Thomas.
Jerry licks his lips.
You can see pieces start going together very quickly in his head. And you see Harry looking between the two of you. And Harry says, oh, no. Puts the staff down, looks to Thomas and said, Thomas, you should go home. Thomas looks back at Harry. And there's a moment of, you see real tension, a quick flash of anger in Thomas's face for a moment. Before he pushes it back down under the mask of Thomas. And he smiles at Harry and he says, I have a date anyways. I'm probably late. And he walks out.
Insight. I want to insight that whole interaction.
Me too.
Roll insight.
Me too. Let's get it.
All right. Do
will actually be interesting enough for Slyrock to do one.
I'm gonna use my inspiration too.
Okay. 16 for Slyrock.
That's just sitting there.
Oh. Okay. Now I have a choice. Do I want to re-roll that, or do I want to add that? Let's see.
So what are you at?
He's deciding what he wants to add.
Hold on.
For instance, if you want, how he wants to add his.
What was the original?
Are you fucking serious?
Like 29.
No. Oh, they had 29. I can't beat that.
No, I'm asking you. I think. What do you have?
I'm at
Oh, I should
go 24.
Oh, I saw that's
24.
That's 23 minutes ago. Was the 24?
No, I rolled. I mean, with my insight, with my custom.
18,
I mean, my knowledge of past plus my custom.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. 24. So we have a 24. We have a 16. We have a 9. The flash of emotion was instinctual, raw, and not something that was planned on Thomas's part at all. So it wasn't very well hidden. With the insight check, you can tell that whatever this is a point of contention between these two. It's something that you can tell they've had long, loud arguments about. Something that they are nowhere near close on agreeing to how whatever this is should be handled. Whatever this anger that was sparked up in Thomas is, it feels old. It feels not quite primal, but extremely personal. And from the way Harry reacted throughout that whole quick interaction, you get the impression that it would be extremely dangerous course for Thomas to pursue. And that Harry is not pulling rank, but it felt like one of those "you will do this over my dead body" kinds of things. That I will not let you do this because it is dangerous to you to do. And it feels like there's tension of past arguments and clearly a future one coming.
Hold on. All right. Was Thomas lying to me when he said he was a foe?
No. Not at all.
You said no? Okay.
He was not lying, no.
Okay, I was just making sure I didn't just get myself killed.
Oh. If that was going to happen, he would have just attacked you right there. But yeah, Thomas leaves the room. Harry kind of sits down with a huff. And he says, you guys asked the craziest questions. And we will call the session there for the night.
Woo, that was fun.
What an interesting session.
I was like, wait, he's a vampire. I was like, I wonder if he's on Stride's side. And he wasn't. And I was like, oh, I'm really going to need that blade, bro. Hand me my blade.
Man. You got two niggas at the top of their game who fought against their own home side. That's crazy.
So, Brian.
Yes.
I need you to tweak your inspiration thing.
Why?
Cause, and when was I going to use it? Never.
Oh, because end of the month.
It should be end of the month or next session if it falls on the end of the month.
That's not unreasonable, I suppose. That's fine.
Okay. Thank
you. Good session though. That was fun. You guys